What if I just like went the whole video and didn't even address the change of background? Hey guys, thanks for coming back to check out another video. So I feel really weird. As you can see, I am not in my normal space. We are here today to do a chatty get ready with me. I've already done like my base products and my eyebrows just because that's super time consuming and something that I can't really like do and like talk through at the same time. But yeah, just like a little update on like what's going on in my life, why I've been absent for about a week on social media like YouTube and Instagram and things like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, then grab your makeup, grab your coffee, grab your tea, your snack, your whatever, and let's do our makeup together. Alright, so I'm not really gonna like reference the products too much. I will leave everything that is on my face down below in the description box just in case you're curious as to like what I'm putting on my face. I keep like looking around because it's so dark in here, so I don't know like how well that's going to translate on camera. Like I don't have my monitor or anything like that with me. I just have the viewfinder. So but anyway, let's breathe a sigh of relief. How are you guys doing? Like really, like I know a lot of times I feel like people ask that question and it's more of like a pleasantry, you know. But I really want to know, like, how are you doing? Is there something fun going on in your life? Something exciting? Something, like, kind of stressful and you just need to vent? Like, you know, I think it's good to get those kinds of things off your chest. And so when I say, like, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Like, I do truly mean it. Like, you know, it's not just like a pleasantry, like, oh, how's the weather? You know, that kind of thing. But anyway, so... Oh, elephant in the room. I don't even know like where to start. Like it's all exciting stuff, but it's just been like kind of stressful stuff too. So we currently live in the DMV, and just for those of you that don't know, it's not like the DMV like where you go to get your license. It's just what they call DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. It's the DMV. I don't know. It's like a thing up here to call it that. So anyway, that's where I currently live with my husband, and for like, I guess this would be year 6 that I have like lived in this area, and it has its moments where it's like really fun and exciting, but like I'm just not from a city at all, so this was like totally like a big adjustment to move up here, and I've just never like gotten into the swing of it. I never could like find my way, I guess. Like I don't really overall enjoy it. Like it's kind of cool, like yes, we've went and done like all the touristy things that the area has to offer. Like I've went to like all the Smithsonian's and the White House and things like that, and I'm really appreciative for that experience because I know like a lot of people don't get to do those things or like see, you know, this area. So it's been fun. But anyway, my point is that for a really long time we have been talking about moving out of the area. And so funny enough, I think it was like to the day a year ago, we were actually in Northeast Pennsylvania viewing like a little town up there to see if we wanted to move up there. And while it was so cute and I absolutely loved it, it was Honesdale, Pennsylvania. In case you guys are curious, it's like 30-45 minutes north of Scranton. But anyway, it was really cute up there, and we enjoyed it. But I already live about 8 hours away from my parents as it is like right now, and so moving up to Northeast Pennsylvania would make it about 12 hours for them to get to us, and that, you know, I don't really want to put any more distance between me and my parents. So anyway, kind of rambling, but so we have a friend who is a realtor, and we contacted him at like the end of February just to come over to our house and kind of tell us like, yes, these are the things that you should concentrate on like fixing. These are the things that like won't really make a difference in selling your house, you know, because, you know, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen HGTV, like some things you'll put money into and it doesn't really help or like negate anything. So we just wanted to make sure basically that like what we were choosing to fix up was stuff that would actually make a difference in the long run. So anyway, he came and he looked at our house and gave us like the best news ever that, you know, he has a contracting crew that could come in and fix everything for us. And you know, we wouldn't have to like do it ourselves. And so that takes that stress off. And so, you know, he basically said like if we give him 4 days, like he could have our house fixed up and ready to go like on the market. And we were sitting here thinking like the time frame for that would be like we wouldn't even be able to list the house until June, whereas now we're looking at like a March listing, which is really exciting. So that's why I'm in this setup. We have packed up like 90% of our life. And am I gonna bronze my nose? Am I gonna do that? Probably not. Let's go full nose. Let's just not worry about it. But anyway, we have packed up like 90% of our life, and we're probably not going to look at that stuff until like a month or two from now. And so it was stressful like packing everything up, because it was trying to decide like what can I put away and like pack up and put into storage and not need for the next month or two, and then what do I need to like set aside to keep out so that I can like, you know, continue to live my life. So packing was hard, and just so much packing, but yeah, so everything has been moved into storage. We have some of our stuff like that we kept out with us, but we vacated our house for the next week so that the contractors could come in, and then they could stage the house and then put it up on the market. And so closing in this state takes about 30 days. So once we get an offer, like we'll still be in our house for 30 more days before we officially move. But I think we're planning on ending up somewhere in Tennessee. So we're both really excited. Like it's going to be like a fresh start for us in a new area. And, you know, it's exciting. Like we don't really know what the future holds. Like we're very much fly by the seat of our pants kind of people, like, you know, and I know that probably like stresses some people out, but yeah, like we tend to live a little bit impulsively. So but overall we're like really fun and looking forward to it. Let me do a quick camera cut and like adjust and like get my thoughts together. All right, so yeah, so that's like the biggest thing that's going on, is just that this past like week I've been in the process of packing up my life and moving, and so I haven't really had a chance to like, this is the first day I'm wearing makeup in like over a week, and I haven't had a chance to like respond to any comments or film any videos or do, you know, any of those things. And so I just kind of want to take this moment to say like I do appreciate you guys like commenting, and I've been slow to respond, but I am like going to start slowly getting back into it and responding. But I do just appreciate it. And, you know, I do miss this. I do miss getting to sit down and just film videos. So for right now, like, I mean, I'm just sitting here in a hotel room and there's nothing like that I can like go and like do or anything like that, you know? So right now I have like kind of a lot of time to sit down and film, which is kind of nice. And so it's like my plan. But once we, you know, go back to our house and things like that, and we're starting like the process of hopefully closing and whatnot, I don't know what a time frame or like an upload schedule is going to look like, and especially while we're like actually moving states away. So I don't know if I'll have time to like pre-film things or, you know, even just have like a regular consistent schedule. So I do apologize for that, but we're just gonna, you know, play it by ear, I guess, roll with it as it comes to us. You know, so maybe you'll see the 3 uploads a week like we have been doing, or it might be like 1 upload a week, no uploads a week. Like I really don't know, but I do just appreciate that, you know, you're here for the ride with me. I'm like trying to use the viewfinder as a mirror, and it's like, hopefully this makeup doesn't turn out too terrible, because yeah, like I did my base products sitting at a mirror, but couldn't like figure out a way to like angle the camera there to like just film there and use that mirror that's like mounted to the wall. So we're sitting in front of the little couch, as you can see. But yeah, hopefully it turns out okay. So obviously if I'm like in the process of moving and doing things like that, like I do have, so I packed up like majority of my makeup, but I did keep out a good bit of it. A good bit, I don't know, that's kind of subjective. Like you guys will probably see it and be like, whoa, Haley, you kept out a lot of makeup. But I do plan on like kind of showing you guys like what I did decide to keep out for the next 2 months. And so obviously, like when I was packing, it was more of like a go, go, go. We're on a time frame. Like we need to be out of here so that people can come into the house and fix it up. So it was like a little bit rushed, and I kind of just threw stuff into the bag without really thinking as far as like what I'm project panning. Like I was thinking more along the lines of like, what are items that are good to have on hand when you don't have your whole collection. So some of them, like, you know, I did end up packing my Benefit Cheek Stars palette, which is in Project Random Uses, but I honestly couldn't tell you what I put in that bag that is like actually being project panned or not. So update videos might look a little funny for certain things, like, you know, and I don't know how well I'll be able to keep up with like these 365 days of eyeshadow project pan. So yeah, I think like I'm not saying I don't want to do that one anymore, and it's not a project pan. I don't know why I keep calling it that. It's a challenge. But I'm not saying I don't want to do that and participate in it, but I think just for like my sanity, like right now while we're in this process, like I probably will just put a pause on that project. And like, yes, so technically then it means like, oh, well, you didn't use, you know, 365 different shades of eyeshadow within the year. And I'm fine with that. Like, I think it's still just more fun to try to like touch as many as you can. So just for argument's sake on that one. And then I know that I'm supposed to be ending like my Project 50 pan. And again, I don't really know what makeup got packed versus what didn't that's like in that project. So the finales and the updates for things might not be so exciting. I can tell you like right off the bat, like I didn't pack any of my pan those eyeshadow shades. I did pack 7 eyeshadow palettes, I think. I know I packed my Fantasy Self palette that I'm doing with Laura. That was like the only project pan palette that I like packed. So I still do want to do like pan those eyeshadows. I think we're just going to do a refresh, and we're just going to pick shades from like the 7 palettes that I did end up packing, because I know too, like once we move and get an apartment, like we're not we want to check out the area down there in Tennessee and make sure like that's where we want to be. So we're not like trying to buy a house down there. We're just gonna look for an apartment. But I know like makeup is going to be one of the last things that I actually unpack. So what I have packed with me now is like my only makeup that I'm like going to be touching for the foreseeable future. So one, and I know like this is going to be in front of my face, but you're not here for an eyeshadow tutorial video. You're just here to chat and put on your makeup. So anyway, one thing I do have to warn you guys about is, I don't know if I've ever said it. Maybe I have said it, but in case you don't know, I am originally from North Carolina, like Western North Carolina, and I got a pretty thick Southern accent. Like I try my best to really think about the way that I'm going to say things on camera because it is so thick. But when we move to Tennessee, it's probably going to come out heavy, and I'm not really going to think about it because everyone is going to talk like me down there, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas like up here, nobody sounds like I do. So it makes you more aware of how you pronounce things. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that little bit of a heads up. All right, so what is like your one or few items where like you could not live without them? Like if you were packing up and moving, like these are the things that you would make sure were in your go bag. Like you just can't live without them. I actually didn't really have a lot of like makeup items that came to mind where it was like, oh, I don't want to live without this. I had a lot of eyeshadow palettes that came to mind. Like that's really how I decided like to keep out what I did. But as far as like, let's say for instance like primers or blushes, like it wasn't so much like, oh my god, like I can't live without this. It was more like, for instance, let's take the Benefit palette with us because it has a bronzer, highlighter, and 3 blushes in it. So it's like you get more for less space, you know. But yeah, like what would be your items that you would absolutely have to make sure were kept out and kept in your go bag? You know, I've come to the decision that this eye is like longer than this eye. Like this eye is more rounded and this one is more longer, because when I'm blending out my eyeshadow, like I just feel like this eye takes on more of that like elongated shape and this one doesn't, but I feel like I do the same things for both of them. I feel like the lighting has like been changing this whole video, and so I'm really sorry if that's the case, but anyway, so I don't know, I feel like I updated you guys on everything that I wanted to. Topics of conversation. Too bad you're not here to like actually give me a topic of conversation. I was just sitting here talking up a storm. Don't even know now what I was talking about, but I just kept hearing, you know, and I just thought he was licking the couch because he's a goober and he likes to do that, lick the couch, and he likes to lick blankets. But no, turn around and he's just going at it. And I'm like, gotta cut that out of the video then. Okay, so thank you, Jasper, for ruining part of the video. Went to open my peachy nude eyeliner to put it on, and that's all I got left. Like, I don't even think I can like use this. I don't even know where my sharpener is. Alright, so sorry it has been a little bit of like jumpy cuts. I just find it easier to do some things like, and I can't talk through them, like my eye makeup. But what I noticed was that my camera battery has 15 minutes left, so we will not be able to do lips together, but I don't think there was anything else that I missed that I like wanted to update you guys on. Oh, last thing, there is actually one other thing to talk about. I'm not moving with trash, so I did appropriately dispose of all of my current empties that I've had for the year. And then while we're like in this little bit of like a chaotic like stage, you know, I won't be able to save empties, so I will of course keep track of them like in my spreadsheet and things like that. And then anything that's like of note, like noteworthy, I will take a picture of to post to Instagram for like a little bit of proof. But yeah, you probably won't see a like standard empties video until, you know, like we're done and settled. So, but yeah, I feel like I just want to clarify, like, I'm really grateful for this opportunity and very thankful that we are in the position that we are in. I know that I have said like, oh, it's, you know, chaotic and stressful and blah, blah, blah. And those things are still true. Like, I am not going to invalidate my own feelings. Like, moving in and of itself is very stressful, but I do just want to reiterate that I'm very thankful for getting to live where I have lived and for having the opportunity to get to change that and move closer to my family. So, but yeah, that is it. That is all I have for you as far as an update goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty, kind of choppy get ready with me, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.